Oh my gosh, you guys, look. This is literally the I Mean Woman bag from Mimi. It's like perfect for everything. Got it today and I'm obsessed. You need one.
Hey guys, I just stepped out of the shower and honestly, I didn't have high hopes for this serum at first, but you know, after using it a few times a week for 2 weeks, my dark spots look so much better. I only need a couple drops each time, it's really lightweight and goes on smooth, plus it never gets sticky like other vitamins.
I wasn't sure at first, but honestly, this black villain scent just changed the game for me. It feels like I'm walking into every room with this invisible confidence. People actually notice.
Mid-workout break, guys. Got my aquatic bottle, keeps the water cold. It's like refreshing. Love it. Go hydrate.
By the way, if you're new to the channel and don't know who I am, myself Shivam and I run an agency where we help businesses to implement this kind of AI systems so that they can make more money without using more resources. So if you are a business owner and also want to know what type of AI systems can actually help you in your business, you can book a free one-to-one call with me and the link for that will be in the description. Now, in this video, I am going to show you how you can build this entire system from scratch so that you can follow me along and you can build a similar system for your Shopify brand or for your client Shopify brand, right? So if that sounds good to you, let's dive in. So as you can see, I literally have two workflows here which actually help me to generate those videos, right? And as you know that we are going to use Sora 2 and N8N for building the whole thing. Okay, so let me just give you a little bit context about what these two workflows actually do. Okay, so this is the first workflow which actually helps me to generate the prompt for creating the UGC ad using Sora 2, and the second workflow where we are submitting the prompt, the product image, and ultimately we are getting those videos, right? So let's talk about this first. Right now, I'm not going to show you how you can build this workflow from scratch because this is something you can get from N8N templates, right? And you have to just search like Telegram AI assistant, something like that, and it will actually give you this template. Now, one more thing you need to adjust here, actually two things you need to adjust here. You need to actually put the HTTP request and the code node here, because the one which N8N will give you will have an AI agent actually, right, which will be the same. In this part there will be an AI agent integrated, but here we are using an HTTP request first and then a code node, right? I will tell you what all of these do in a few minutes, but first of all, as you can see, we are using Telegram to actually integrate the whole system with our prompt generator or AI agent, you can say. We are using OpenAI, right, to get the prompt. Why I am using HTTP request, not regular model of LLM, I will tell you that later on the video. But yeah, that's what we are doing. Now we can trigger this agent by sending an text message or a voice note as well. As you can see, I have tested multiple times, right, and I have got those videos, right? Now ultimately what we are doing here, we are sending the messages through Telegram, and after that we are actually sending the whole request into OpenAI or ChatGPT, you can say, which will actually generate the whole prompt, right? And after we are generating the whole prompt using ChatGPT or OpenAI, using the HTTP request, we are turning that string, normal string, into a .txt file, because the whole prompt will be so big and you can't make that through Telegram because of the length of the prompt, right? So if you want to send that prompt into Telegram, you have to first turn that into a .txt file, and then you can actually send that through Telegram, and you will actually receive this kind of .txt file here, which you can download later on, right? So this is the workflows which actually generate the prompt. You can get the template from N8N, and the things you need to adjust, you need to delete the AI agent. By the way, we are using HTTP request here. Why? Because when we are using, when I am using AI agent or a basic LLM step, we are getting errors for timeout. So because we are generating a lengthy prompt, it takes much time to actually generate the prompt, and in that time we are facing that the actual workflow getting the error of timeout, right? Now that's why we are using HTTP request. Right now this whole HTTP request will generate 3 prompt, right? But if you want to, let's say, generate 10 prompts for 10 ad variations, then when you are going to use this, right, as you can see, when you are going to use this, you actually have to go to this add option, you have to go to the timeout, and you have to actually put that number. I mean, you have to put a big number, let's say, to generate 10 different prompt for a same product, or for for a same product. I think it will actually take approximately 7 to 10 minutes. So for safety, you can put 10 minutes here, in seconds obviously, right? And ultimately the code node will also do its job, so you don't need to worry about that as well, right? So if you want to generate, let's say, 10 prompts, then you also have to, I guess you have to also, make the timeout session for at least 10 minutes, so that it can actually generate the whole thing and send it to you, right? So this is the problem I am facing when using AI agent. But after I used HTTP request, it worked fine. Okay, if I show you the executions, right, you can see that previously I have got some execution where we have got some errors, right, which basically shows the bad. Okay, this is not the one, this is when I am testing the whole thing. It is the bad parameter one. Let me just show you the requested timeout. Okay, let's see if that is, yeah. Okay, so this is not the one, this is the one, this is the error which we got because the message is too long. That's why I said that you need to turn that prompt into a .txt file so that we can send it to Telegram again, right? Let's check the other executions. Yeah, this is the executions. As you can say, we are getting request timeout, right? If I show you the whole thing, as you can see, it is generating the whole prompt, but because of the timeout we are getting this error. And that's why I have switched to HTTP request, normal HTTP request, with using the URL, then normal authorization header with bearer and API key. Now in the body parameter, you can say we are using the model, and we are mentioning that we want to generate the prompt using GPT-4o model, right? Secondly, we are using instruction. You can assume it as a system prompt, right, which we are getting from here. So we are mentioning the whole system prompt here, as you can see. So this is the whole system prompt. Let me just see if I can, yeah, this is the whole system prompt. Right now we are generating 3 different prompts for the same product, right? As you can see, if I show you the whole prompt, let me show you the specific thing where I have mentioned that it has to generate 3 different prompt or 3 different scenes or tones, whatever, right, to generate actually 3 different UGC ad using one product photo, right? So you can read the whole prompt here, right? Also, you can pause the video, you can go through the prompt and make your own prompt. Otherwise, I will also mention how you can get all of the templates at the end of the video, right? So script 1, yeah, as you can see, output should be 3 natural scripts, 3 different authentic approaches. One is like excited discovery, like I just found the product and have to share, right? One is casual recommendation, and third one in the moment demo, right, showing while using it, right? Ultimately we got the system prompt here, which will be used as an instruction in this field. Now as you can see, I have used other functions here as well, so that it make it as a valid JSON, right? So I have replaced every inverted commas, double inverted commas, single inverted commas, right? All of the things which can break a JSON, right? So you also need to make sure that, and ultimately the input will be the input which I will give you. I mean, I will give the AI agent from using a voice note. Like, I want to create a UGC video for a sunscreen with mostly with a young female creator between the age from 19 to 25, mostly from US or UK. Okay, so this is the input which will be shared in this particular where did it go, yeah, in this particular section, right? And as I said, if you want to generate 10, you have to mention that into the system prompt here, right? And after that also you need to adjust the timeout section so that it can actually generate all of the things, right? So yeah, that's all for here. And ultimately, as I said, the code node will turn that into a .txt file and send it to you in the Telegram. Now I will actually show you that how you can build this kind of workflow from scratch, which will actually take all of the prompts, the 3 prompts which you have generated, and ultimately split out all of the prompts, and it will generate all of the videos one by one. Okay, now let me just show you how you can build that from scratch. Now I will show you how you can build the same scenario from scratch so that you can also get those kind of UGC videos. So first of all, we need actually a trigger, and for trigger we are going to use a form trigger, right? So it will be a form submission trigger, and you can put any title. Let's say UGC ad creator, right? You can put description, it is not necessary, by the way. Then you have to add the elements, right? So first of all, what we need the prompt. So for prompt, I will name the field as notes. Okay, and for the element type we have to use file, and the accepted file types, which it should accept .txt file, nothing more than that. Okay, and it's a required field. Another field we have to add is our product image. Let's say product image, right? So this is the product image, or this is the name which we want to keep, and this should be also file, right? And the accepted file types will be .jpg, and .png. Okay, and this is also a required field. Okay, now after we do this, the trigger is ready. Okay, now what we need to do, actually, let's trigger this first and upload some kind of files here. So let's say this one, this is a .txt file which is generated for, and this one. Okay, and this is the image, and I will submit it so that it triggered the form, right? And after that it should have all of the things here, right? Now next thing what we need to do, we need to extract the file, the .txt file from here. So to extract that, what we are going to use extract from file, and here extract from text file. Now what you need to put here, you need to put the same name of the .txt file or the same field name as you have put in the form, right? So if you have put prompt instead of notes as the field name, you have to put prompt here. Okay, now if I run this, you will see we will got the whole thing as a text or a string, you can say, right? So if I open the schema, you can see that we have got all of the things as schema, or as a complete string, right? Not a file. Now after this, what we need to do, we need to put our product image into our Google Drive so that we can use it later on in this particular HTTP node. So we need to select Google Drive, And here you can separately make a folder in your Google Drive, right? Here you need to use upload file, and from here in input data field name you have to exactly name the same thing which you have named the field in the form. Okay, so as you can see, I have put the same name here as well, right? I will choose my list, the parent folder, which is basically this one, and this is my drive, yeah. And after that, what it will do, if I execute the whole step, you will see a green, and we will get all of the things which we need. It is taking some time to do, but yeah, as you can see, nodes executed successfully. Now after this, here is a little bit tricky part comes in, where we need to use a code node, right, to do a certain thing. What is the certain thing we need to do? As you can see, when the AI generated the whole thing, the whole prompt, right, it generates 3 different scripts, as I already mentioned or told you, right? It will generate 3 different scripts. If you want 10 different scripts, you can customize the system prompt and it will generate 10 different scripts. So as you can see, it has generated script 1 here, and script 2 and script 3, right? It has generated 3 different scripts. Now what we need to do here is basically we need to separate those 3 scripts, right, so that we can use it. We can use each of the scripts one by one into our HTTP request, right? So that's why we need to use a JavaScript, right? Now how you can generate the code node here, I will exactly open the code, right? You can just take a screenshot and tell ChatGPT to generate a similar code, the same code, right? The one thing you may need to adjust here is this input file, okay? So this is something which you need to map, okay, from here. So let's say if I just copy and paste, if you told ChatGPT to give the same a code after screenshot this whole thing, it will give you. But if that give you this file as the input, what you need to do, let me just copy and paste it here. Copy paste, right? What you need to do here is basically you need to clear this, and ultimately you need to get that expression from here. So you need to copy that from this particular section under extract from file, and it will actually be good. Now you can use this whole code, right? So as I said, that's all you need to do. Then you have to hit execute step, and it will turn the whole chunk into 3 different scripts which we can use one by one, right? As you can see, prompt 1, this is the script 1, prompt 2, script 2, prompt 3, script 3. Okay, now after that, what we need to do, we need to use a split out node. So I will say split out. Now in this section, what you need to do, you just need to write the same thing which you have given by the JavaScript or the code node, like this. So it is under the 3 prompts is under output, right? So I just have to write output here, okay? And if I hit the execute step, it will actually do its job, right? So as you can see, it has split all of the things. Now as you can see the difference now after using the split out node, first of all, we are getting all of this thing as one item, right? One item. In the code node, even if we have 3 prompts, 3 scripts, it will pass all of the things as one item. But after we use the split out node, we are getting 3 items, which we can actually batch, or we can use the loop over items, right? And we can send all of those one by one. Now what we have to use now, we actually have to use loop over items, which will actually split all of the items in batches, right? And as you can see, the batch size is already 1, so it will actually take one item at a time and it will do its job, right? So now after we got this, we need to replace this. So I will delete this, I will delete this, right? In the loop section, what we need to, let me just zoom in the loop section, what we need to do here, we need to use the HTTP request to generate the video. Now to use the HTTP request, what you need to do, you need to go to the platform which we are using to get the API key of Sora 2, right? So I am using key AI to get the API key of Sora 2. This is basically a marketplace for different kind of models. From here you can get the whole thing, I mean the API key for Sora 2 and different bunch of different other models. It is lot cheaper than using Sora 2's I mean the native ones. It is lot cheaper, right? So you can use this platform as well. Okay, now from here you need to go to, you can just search for that, or otherwise you can go to Sora 2. Now for generating those realistic, UGC ads, I have used Sora 2 Pro. So I haven't used Sora 2 because I compare both of them, Sora 2 and Sora 2 Pro, and Sora 2 Pro really stands out, right? So if you are using that, I mean if you are not using this whole thing for just testing purpose, you can use Sora 2. But if you are actually delivering that to a client, or if you are using for your own Shopify product, I highly recommend you use Sora 2 Pro image to video model, right? This is the model. Now to use it into our N8N campaign, sorry, not N8N campaign, N8N workflow, what we need to do is basically we need to go to their API section, right? And we need all of these things, I mean we have to put all of the things here as a HTTP request, right? So what I will do, I will actually use HTTP request, right? And other than that, what I will do, I will go to this node, right? And I guess I can download all of the things. Okay, so I will just copy and paste all of the things from here, because the documentation here is little bit not correct, because the documentation in key API for this particular model, Sora 2 Pro image to video, is not sufficient for actual use, right? Or for optimal use. So I have done a little bit back and forth with that stuff, and I have ultimately got this. So I have first of all set up the header auth. I am going to show you how you can do that as well. And this is the body we are sending. Okay, so you will see, if you just import that from, let's say this, where did it go? Yeah, from this requested example. Now if you import the C URL from here, copy this and import it into the HTTP request, there will be few things which need to be adjusted. So here in the HTTP request of mine, you can see that we have the model, then input, and in input we have the prompt at first and the image URL at second, right? Then we have the rest of the things. Okay, so what I will do, right, so I will copy this from here, copy, and I will paste it, and I will bring it to this workflow. Okay, now if you are saying, okay Shivam, but you are not building this from scratch, I mean this particular HTTP request, you are not showing how we can actually do it, right? So you can also check my previous video where I exactly shown how you can do all of the back and forth which is needed. But in this video I will exactly show you how you can do it easily. So first of all, this is the HTTP request we need to pass on to KAPI to generate the things. And in the HTTP request, you can see in the body parameter, we have mentioned the model Sora 2 Pro image to video. We have mentioned the input prompt, image URL, aspect ratio, n frames means how long the video should be. N frames, that means how long the video should be. Then remove watermark, so if you want the video to remove the watermark, it should be true. And the size of the video, right? So this is the things you need to do. And ultimately you also need to set up your header auth. And how you can do that, you can use also send headers, but I have saved my credentials. You can also save your credentials like the same way I have saved. So what you need to do, I will just show you how you can do that. So you need to click on create new credential. You need to put authorization here in the name, authorization. And here what you need to put, bearer. Okay, just let me see. Bearer, and then space. And after space, you need to go to key AI. You need to copy your API key, right? And after you copy your API key, you need to paste it here, right? So bearer, then your API key. So after bearer space your API key. So that's what you need to paste. And ultimately you can name this header auth and like I have named, like key AI. If I show you, right, close. If I show you, I have multiple things for Appify. I have set up the credential for Appify, go high level, instantly, key AI, right? So that's how you can save your credentials, so that you can use it along any automation, with any automation, without doing the back and forth with copying and pasting it, right? Now here, this is all of the things you need to do. Now first of all, I will run this so that we can have all of the things here, right? So let it run, and I think it is already done. Yeah, and as you can see, after 3 items from here, we have got 3 items, and then here we are getting 2 items because we have set it to 1, right? If I set it to 2, let's say set it to 2, and if I execute the step, right, you will see that we have got 2 items now, but we need 1 item at a time, right? So I will again set it to 1, and I will run this again. Right, now we have to set up the HTTP request, right? So to set up the HTTP request, one of the things you need to, as you can see, this is already green. That's why that's mean we have already got the whole prompt, right? But in the image URL, you can see it is not green. Why it is not green? Because the mapping is not proper. So you can see, you can make it, you can delete the whole stuff and you can map it here, but the only thing I need to change here is the name. So if I delete file 2 and put 3 here, it will be green. Okay, but I need to show you where you can map this, so I will delete this. So in the upload file node, you need to search for web content link, which will be in the upper side of all of the things, right, which you can find from here, and here you need to paste it inside the inverted commas, right? Now the second thing is the prompt, which you will get from this thing, from the output, right? You need to copy that prompt here. But as you can see again that we have used multiple functions, replace function, to replace any kind of thing, like any kind of inverted commas, dashes, right, which can break the JSON, like this whole JSON, right? That's why we have added some functions, right? Now as you can see mine, you can also screenshot it. And when you, let's say, if you just map this thing, it will be like this, right? But you need to do, you need to put all of these functions so that it will be a validation, otherwise you will get error. Now how we can do that? You can just go to ChatGPT, you can screenshot this particular thing, and you have to also copy and paste your thing, so it will be output, I guess, right? So ChatGPT will write a similar one which you can copy and paste, right? And this is how you can do it, right? So I will delete this. And yeah, this is how you can set up the HTTP request. The method is post, this is the URL. By the way, you can always refer to documentation, API documentation, to get the URL, anything you need, right? Now if I hit submit, it will actually generate the thing we need, the video, right? So I will hit execute step, which will consume some of my credits, a lot of my credits, because we are using Sora 2 Pro. But yeah, that's fine. As you can see, we are getting 200 success, right? This is the task ID and stuff. Now what we will do next is, as you can see, we are going to add them into our Google Sheet, which is basically a database, you can say, you can use as a database to get the video link, product name, and all of that stuff. So I'm going to put that into our Google Sheet. So I will search for Google Sheet, right? Append row, right? And I will choose the list. Then I will choose the sheet, right? And I will just add the task ID here, right? You can also add the product name. Why we are mapping the task ID in the sheets, I will explain that in few minutes, right? So after we do this, we are going to again hit the workflow. It should be good. Okay. And now if I run this workflow, you will see that we are going to get some of the things here. Okay, so here it is not showing anything. Okay, so I think I have executed the full workflow again, and because I don't have any sufficient data or sufficient credits on my account in KAI, right? So that's why we have got this error. But ultimately what we are trying to do here, let me just go back, right? And ultimately we are going to try, we are trying to add the task ID here, which will be added like this, right? And now what we are going to do is basically we are going to, let me just show you, we are going to put this here, right? So that it can again take the second one, the second item, then the second script, it can do the video generation, and it can put the task ID here, right? And after it will done, we will add no operation. This is the something we use to do nothing after completion, right? Now why we are adding the task ID at the end, right? Why we are doing that? Because we are going to create another scenario which I haven't done till now, right? To actually get the URL of the videos in this particular node, right? So how we are going to do that? We are going to add a trigger again. We can use a on schedule trigger, which will trigger itself between certain times. You can configure that, but for now I am not going to use this. I'm just going to use a manual trigger, right? So I'm going to use a manual trigger, and in the trigger we are going to use, after that we are going to search for Google Sheets. Okay, Google Sheets, right? We are going to get rows, right? And here I will select the same sheet 1. Here I am going to just add a filter which will be task ID. The task ID should empty. Okay, not the task ID, sorry. The video links should be empty. In this way we can get all of the rows where we haven't got the video link. And why we are doing this, I will just explain you in a moment. Now if I execute the step, right, yeah, you will see we will got the row number 2, right? Now after this we are going to do another HTTP request. Now here what we are going to do, we are going to go to the query task, right? We are going to copy our C URL from here. Now we are going to paste that here. After I do import, right, it will give you all of the things. Now I don't need to use the header because I already got it set up, right? So I will choose that. Yeah. Now as you can see, this is the header, or this is the HTTP request we are going to use to actually ask the API if the video is completed or not, right? So this is basically okay. So one more thing you need to do is you need to map the task ID here. So whenever we are going to click execute step, or it is going to show if so whenever we are going to use this HTTP request, we are basically asking key AI that the requested video the requested video is completed or not, right? So whenever it will give success, right, that means it is done, right? And it will actually give us the URL, right? So after this what you need to do, you need to just add a if else statement. If else, okay, here you need to put the message, and if it is equal to success, that means it has already generated the video, it will give us the link from this particular thing, right? So what I will do here, so as you can see, if it got success, right, it will say true. Now ultimately what we need to do, we need to map, okay, let me just connect this. We need to use a set node, otherwise you can also use ultimate Google Sheet, but first of all we are setting everything. So as you can see here, we are actually using the result JSON, this is the thing, and we are actually extracting the URL only. Okay, so how we are doing this, we are using this particular thing like JSON parse and the input, then result URL 0. Okay, so this is what we are using to get the URL, right? Now after that we can just use another Google Sheet node here, and we can say update. We have to use update append or update row, right? You can also use just the update row section, but I prefer to use append or update row, right? And here we have to choose the same sheet, right? And we actually have to match the column using the ID. Let me just run it first, right? And after that you have to map the ID, task ID. You can map it from here, you can map it from the HTTP request, or you can map it from here as well. It doesn't really matter, right? So I will map it from here, right? And ultimately I will map the video URL, right? And you can also add the product name at the beginning of the workflows, right? So I'm not adding this. So if I hit execute step, it will be actually done. Okay, now what else you can do if it got false, right? What else you can actually do? You can actually use another node like a wait node. You can use a wait node. You can wait for, let's say, 15 seconds, right? And after that you can hit the same HTTP request again. So it, to generate a very good video of 15 seconds using Sora 2 API, it generally takes like 5 to 7 seconds, not seconds, minutes, right? So after you, let's say if you are, activating this workflow using a schedule node, right, and you are running this particular workflow every day, in, let's say, every day, right, or twice a day, anything which you wish, you can also use this workflow. And if it got false, that means if the message is not success, if it is anything else, it will actually use the wait node. It will wait for 15 seconds, then it will again ask the AI that if the requested video is completed or not, right? And it will loop it again and again and again and again until and unless we got the message success, right? So this is how you can, keep asking it without, doing any manual work. And this is how you can, if I show you here, this is ultimately how you can get the video link, which you can download later on. It will download the file and you can watch the video here, right? So yeah, this is how you can do all of the stuff, how you can organize all of the things into a spreadsheet, into a Google Sheet, or any kind of database you want to use, right? And yeah, this is how you can build the whole scenario from scratch, right? So yeah, this is all for this video. By the way, how you can get all of the template, you just need to go to my community. The link will be in the description. You can download, you can join the community first, and after that you can download the template from the YouTube and resources section, right? And you can use it after you set up your own credentials, like an HTTP request. You have to set up your own API. You have to set up your Google Drive credential, right? After you set up all of those, you can use the same exact system for your business, for your client business, whatever the case is. So yeah, that's all for the video, and I hope I will see you in the next one.